Hey y'all, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel where at least once a week I post videos on DIYs, hair tips, mom tips, and just tips and a whole bunch of other stuff. So if you're in that sort of thing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, we're going to hop into this video. So today, this is the hairstyle we're going to be doing. I'm kicking myself because I wish that I had got fresher pictures when I first did Loyalty's hair, but you kind of get the idea. So if you're into getting this sort of look, stay tuned and we're going to get started. This is a simple, really easy hairstyle for toddlers or even really anybody, but it's targeted more at toddlers and young kids, but I think anybody could kind of pull off a look like this. So before we get into actual steps, I do want to take a second and go over the materials you need. It's really nothing much because this is a simple hairstyle. You're just going to need a detangling tool, a rat tail or pintail comb that'll help with parting, some hair gel or styling products. If you're not into gel, anything that you use to hold hair in place will really work. Maybe some flaxseed gel or whatever, floats your boat. Rubber bands, beads, hair bows, and a small brush or edge brush. Also, I just want to go ahead and say, if you're not into rubber bands, beads, or gel, this is just probably not the hairstyle for you because it all centers around those things. Yeah, can't get away from them. So now I'm going to also go over what I feel are the essentials for just dealing with toddler hair in general. And having these when you're trying to do a young child's hair just really comes in handy. For me, it just totally makes a difference to, always have them on hand. So the first thing is some type of movie or entertainment or something for them to watch, a game, something that's going to help pass the time. The second thing is something to drink so that you're not having to, go back and forth and get drinks. The next thing is snacks, also about the back and forth and distraction, really. Some type of little toy that can actually be held in their hand, or even if like your child's into mimicking what you do, you have some type of like doll and another comb and brush. Loyalty likes helping me pick the beads and stuff. So anything that can be handheld, I think that just goes with distraction. And then the last but not least is just good detangling tools. And I cannot stress enough to take your time when you detangle. It'll make the overall experience so much better for the both of you. It's better for everyone. It'll make, it hurt less. It just anybody in detangling. That's like the most important part of the hairstyle. I'm sorry, I'm going on a rant, but it's just so important. You don't want to do your hair if you think it's going to hurt and be miserable and you're breaking all your hair off. So just take your time, really wet the hair, use a good product, and use a good brush when you're detangling. And that's it for our essentials. So if you're wondering why you're seeing me throughout this tutorial and not Loyalty, it's because I find it so much easier to get like good angles and everything and in a more timely manner when I just record myself than trying to get her to cooperate with the camera. I also think that the ring light kind of scares her. So we just, like I said, we're all about making things comfortable. So the first thing we do is part our hair in two, and then we're going to part that section also in two. So you should have right now 3 sections, but really it will be 4 even sections. So next we're going to take the piece from right behind the ear and we're going to split that in half and section it off. As you can see, I didn't go over the whole detangling thing in the video because my hair is already detangled and Loyalty's hair was also already detangled. But if you do want to see in depth, I do have a kind of older video. I want to do an updated one, but it still gets the job done on how I detangle and moisturize her hair before doing it. So now we have our sections. We had the 1 in the back and then we did 4 in the front. This is where the beads is gonna go, and the reason I did the 1 in the back first is because it's gonna be put into a ponytail. So next we're just gonna brush out those baby hairs because it's really no need to snatch them back in a rubber band. It's just unnecessary and it doesn't even look all that good. So we're just gonna pull them out, protect the edges. And I mean, I think that's just for anybody, like toddlers and adults alike. You don't need to be snatching their edges out with rubber bands. So I'm just gonna pull out as much as I can. Mine are kind of long, so they do get caught back in, but I just try to avoid. And you can see I brushed loyalties out in the picture. And then we're gonna make our first little ponytail. Now the key with like rubber band hairstyles and even braids is you're going for neat and not necessarily tight. I think I wrapped the rubber band around only 3 times, and you see it still looks neat. Neat does not always have to mean tight. And especially if you're dealing with like a small child or a toddler, they may not be able to tell you if something feels tight. So just pay attention to how tight you're putting things, because anybody that's ever got box braids knows tight stuff can give you a headache. It can make you in a bad mood. You know, it's terrible. So we don't want to be doing that. We just want it to be neat and cute and, you know, really easygoing, really nice experience. Having your child fall in love with getting their hair done at a young age, I think is great, because personally, I always hated getting my hair done when I was younger, like hated it. That's partly what made me want to go to school, cosmetology school, was just once I got older, I'm like, I can do all this myself. I'm not letting nobody else do it. But once I started letting my other classmates like do my hair, and it didn't, you know, always hurt, and learn more things about detangling, I realized what a nice, relaxing experience that is. So I just try to make it that way for Loyalty too. So she can already grow up, you know, seeing the enjoyable parts of it and just enjoying it. I think that kind of goes along with self-care and just, I don't know. I'm on another rant. We'll just move on. So I just put the rubber bands on, as you guys can see, and also the beads. And the only bead that I rubber band into place is the first one, and that's just so that it can stay there. Now, you're going to see how, as I did it, I did have to like split some of the sections in half to get the bead to fit on there. But if your child's hair is thinner or just, you know, can fit inside the bead, I think it looks a lot better if you could pull the whole section through the bead. And you'll see what happens when I do the middle. It looks so crazy because I had to split it from my front section. But if you see on Loyalties, or like how mine is on the side, it looks normal. So we're just going to do a little pull through braid. That's what's happening here on the side. And that's what gives the effect that the beads are braided into the braid, but really it's not. It's a pull through braid. So I just do like a little tiny braid after I pull the new section through. But you could also secure that off with a rubber band. I just found it quicker than like rubber banding all these pieces, to be like 1, 2, 3, plait, plait, plait. And that's how I kept the new sections, the pull through, and the beads in place. See, look, 1, 2, 3. Now this back section, I'm going to do more than 3 because it's going into the little bottom ponytail. But the other ones, it was just 3. So we're going to take that, and then we're going to undo our last section. I'm just going to fluffen this out. You could fluff this out and make it as big as you want to, but I think that only really looks cute if your hair is straight, or like you have naturally straight hair, because I've tried doing that on my hair and Loyalty's hair, and it just, with, you know, our curls, it just ends up making it look frizzy. It makes it look old faster. It's not fun. So I apologize for the flakes in my hair and just my dry hair in general. I use some Aussie Moist curling product, and it just really is horrible. It is the worst. I really like Aussie Moist in general, their products, but it's this certain curl defining cream that they have that just really super dries out my hair. It makes it feel horrible and dry and brittle, and it doesn't even really define my curls. I have to use a lot of it to get anything, and it makes my hair rock hard. So if you've tried that product and you really like it, or have something else to substitute for it, let me know down below. I love trying new products. Even though I'm making products now, I like to get ideas and just So next we're on to our middle sections, and as you can see from section number 2, I just took about 1/2 inch off from that side, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And then I just like to put gel around the perimeter of my whole hair whenever I'm doing braids, ponytails, whatever. I just like the whole area to be covered, so that works. This Shine and Jam gel is really good because it doesn't really dry hard, but it helps keep things in place, and it worked really well on Loyalty's hair. So if you're looking for like a good gel that you're want to use on your toddler's hair and you don't want to worry about it drying their hair out or making it hard or breaking off, I really recommend this gel for just toddlers and adults alike. I personally don't like it for edges. It doesn't do a good job of holding them down, in my opinion, or I just don't like the way it feels against my face. But for like everything else, I do highly recommend it. So now I'm just taking that 1/2 inch out of the other side, and we're gonna get started doing the rubber band pieces. Now you notice the 1/2 inch just disappeared. That's because I originally forgot to take it out, so I had to come back and add it in. But just pretend that both halves are there and we're working with both of them. Now here we're literally going to do the exact same steps that we did originally. Mine, I don't know what was happening with my hair, you guys, or with me. It was like 3 in the morning with me doing this video, and I don't know, mine just did not come out as cute as Loyalty's. But you're going to see also what I meant about splitting the section. It looks way better and lays flatter if you can get that whole section in the bead or the hair bow, whatever you got going on. Try to get it all in there, because this is about to give me a little dinosaur hump. But you see how Loyalty's looked. It looked nice originally. I know that looks a little fuzzy, but it looked cute at first. So I'm like, excuse. But no, I promise it was cute. So we're going to just rubber band off this first section, and then we're going to repeat all the exact same steps as we did before with the side section. And in a second after I do this, you're going to see mine switches out to rings. That's because, like I said, it looked crazy, so I took it out. If you're doing this on a toddler or a small child's hair, I do not recommend putting these rings you're going to see in their hair. I do say stick with like beads or clips or whatever, because these rings come out really easily. So that was just for me, so that I could just finish the video with a sound mind of not looking ridiculous. And I also skipped the section in the back, you guys, so don't follow that part. Do it like we did the first side. I'm so sorry that this had to be this way with this section, but we're gonna follow through and pretend it didn't happen. Okay, that's what I'm doing anyway. Okay, so this is how it should look. That's what we're going for. That's the goal, not that. We'll forget that. That was the goal, the first one. Yep. And then we're just going to kind of position the beads so they look evenly spaced apart. And once you do that, you're pretty much going to repeat all these same steps on the other side. It's nothing exciting as far as doing the hair happens after this. We literally do the same exact thing over. So I didn't do that part on camera because I figured we already covered all of that, and you guys didn't want to be here forever watching me do the same thing over. So now we're going to just spray and wet the hair. You guys, like back to the Aussie Moist, I had just washed and detangled and everything and put that stuff in my hair earlier that day. And you just look. Like, does that look like defined moisturized hair to you? Because it looked like a haystack to me. I cannot. It looks so just, it felt so, But either way, we'll pretend it looked nice and curly like Loyalty's did when I did it, which you'll see in a second. A second. Okay. But you just want to wet the section and comb it through so that you kind of get like little defined curls that you can see inside the bun and that stick out of the top. And then you're just going to make a little bun that is flipped up so that the tops kind of hang out and look like curly, nice little, I don't know, dumplings. I'm not sure, but I'm not. But either way, if you like this hairstyle, go ahead and let me know down below, or have any other ideas that you'd like to see me try. Or if you try it, also let me down below. If you take pictures of it, feel free to tag Loyalty on Instagram, because I would love to see him. Her Instagram's loyalty.thegiant. I will have it linked down below. And other than that, I hope everyone's doing safe out there. I hope you've been well. And until next time, bye.